Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be getting some advice from Spirit as to what your next steps are in your journey. So what is it that you should do next, or what should you focus on next? And yeah, that's kind of it. I think I'll explain a little bit more in depth how the reading is going to go once you have chosen your group. So for now, we're just going to show you your options. There are 3 readings for you guys to choose from, and each reading has a different crystal to help you choose. If you feel drawn to more than one today, please definitely feel free to watch 2 or even all 3 of the readings. I will say these rocks are very lovely. So yeah, definitely don't limit yourself to just one reading, because Spirit could have advice for you on multiple areas of your life. So I'm going to show you each of these up close one by one, and then please pick whichever one or ones you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Fire Agate. Number 2 is Amber Aragonite. And number 3 is Crazy Lace Agate. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Fire Agate, this is going to be your reading. Fun fact about this Fire Agate, I've actually had this guy for quite some time, and I've been wanting to use it in a reading because it's so gorgeous, but I don't know, she wasn't ready to make her debut, you know? I had to wait until the time felt right. I couldn't rush Miss Fire Agate, but she was finally ready to show her face to all of you guys, and I think she's very excited to be here. So in today's reading, we're gonna start off by taking some cards from the Lucid Dreams Tarot deck. This is the deck that we're gonna use to find out more about your current situation and what the next steps are to take and what your next focal points should be. And then we're gonna use the Soul Whispers Oracle deck to get additional messages and advice from Spirit. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about these 2 decks. These are the KINO Tarot Fall Bundle that is available on Tarot Stack. For those of you who don't know, Tarot Stack is an online shop that carries tarot and oracle decks by independent creators. I have been working with them ever since the beginning, and it's been such an honor to watch them grow and watch them expand their inventory and feature and support even more independent artists. The selection is absolutely beautiful, and I just love everything that they stand for. They make these decks more accessible to us. They provide information about the creator and what their vision was for each deck, and 50% of their net profits actually go towards funding projects for independent creators. So printing the deck, marketing the deck, publishing it. I love their vision. I love the people. 10 out of 10 business. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for partnering with me. And I just love how these decks go together. They have the beautiful golden accent, golden finish. They just match so well, and for me they really do have an autumnal energy to them, because you'll see when we use them, they are just such warm and cozy and loving decks, and I thought that they would be perfect for this season. So this will be linked down below, the fall bundle, if you guys do enjoy the decks being used here. But without further ado, let's get into your reading. So we're gonna start off with the Lucid Dreams Tarot, and I am gonna be taking reversals today because this deck has keywords depending on the orientation, how the cards come out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull a row of 3 cards to represent your current situation. They could be talking about 3 different things. They could all be talking about the same thing. Whatever Spirit feels is best for your situation. And then we're gonna pull a second row of 3 underneath to sort of get clarifying energies and see what Spirit's advice is for you with regards to those situations. All right, so For my group number ones, what area of life or areas or what situation does Spirit want to bring to your attention? Okay, so we're starting off with the Seven of Cups in reverse. It says alignment, not being distracted by other things, clarity, illusion ends, and restored. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, delays, frustrations, resisting change, obstacles to overcome, problems ahead, waiting, slow, chaos, and hastiness. Okay, and then we have Strength in reverse, self-doubt, inner turmoil, low self-esteem, vulnerability, lack of confidence, feelings of inadequacy. Okay, so it does appear to me that all of these energies are kind of working together. So I do believe that they're talking about one situation in your life. It looks like this group might be kind of losing their focus or losing steam, like losing stamina or motivation with regards to a certain goal. What I think is happening here with the Eight of Wands in reverse is that you might have reached a plateau with regards to a certain goal in your life, or you might have come up against some sort of challenges. And then it's like, because of that, you may be getting distracted. You may be starting to lose focus. It's like, before the Strength card in reverse came out, I thought that this was just a case of, being easily distracted or just being impatient or, wanting things to come through quickly. So for example, I feel like I often use this example because it's very easy for me to explain, but of course this is just so you can understand the energy, and please feel free to apply this energy to your situation. But it would be like, if you started a YouTube channel and then, it's going well for a while, but then maybe you're kind of reaching a plateau or you're reaching some obstacles. Maybe you find it very hard to edit videos. Maybe you find it hard to think of ideas for content. Maybe traffic isn't really picking up. There's a lot of obstacles and frustrations that can come with that journey. And this would be indicating an energy where when these obstacles pop up or when things are moving kind of slowly, rather than being like, okay, focus, like you got this, we can make it through these obstacles, you're starting to kind of have a wandering eye and like, oh, maybe I should start a new channel and try something different, or maybe I should just quit YouTube and do this project instead. Kind of having this wandering eye or wandering attention. And when I first saw this energy, I was like, okay, we maybe have a lack of patience here, or we easily give up when things get a little bit hard or a little bit inconvenient. But then when the Strength, well, there could be a little bit of that, and I'm not judging because I definitely have that energy too. I'm like, if I'm not good at this after the first 3 tries, I'm doomed, it's not gonna work out. I can totally understand that feeling. But it goes deeper than that. I think with this Strength card in reverse, it's not just I'm impatient and I want things to be easy and I want things to happen quickly. It's actually coming from a deeper place. I think with this card, it's coming from a lack of confidence. It's coming from feeling inadequate. This Strength card in reverse could also be talking about a need for validation, which we all have, but it seems like this is not just this isn't getting anywhere, let's try something else, or I'm bored of this now. It's more like when these delays happen or when these obstacles come up, it makes us feel like we're not doing enough. It makes us feel like we're not good enough. This is Leo energy, and one thing about Leo energy is that it can take things very personally. That's the energy that that's the energy that tells us like, oh, I went to 3 job interviews and they all rejected me. I must be a terrible employee, that I must not be good enough, rather than, oh, I just happen to not be a fit for these companies. Like I wasn't what they're looking for, and that's nothing personal. I am what someone else is looking for. I just haven't found that yet. You know, Leo energy in a kind of unhealthy way is like taking everything so personally and like letting it hurt your pride and thinking that, you know, the success of a project or how fast a project is succeeding is like directly correlated to your worth as a person. I'm also noticing that we have the number 7 and 8 here, and 8 again on strength, and Leo season is actually between the months of like 7 and 8, like July and August. So you guys could be Leos, or a Leo person could be significant, or Leo season is going to be a significant time for you guys when it comes back up around. Of course, when I'm filming this, that's in quite a while, but it could be significant. You might want to make a note of that, or maybe this period has been following you around. But yes, and I'm also thinking like, this might be hiding. This self-doubt, this low self-esteem, these feelings of inadequacy might be hiding. And what you see is that, oh, I'm being lazy, I'm being impatient, or this is just not for me. But if you take a deeper look, you'll realize that it's actually, you're like subconsciously trying to escape these feelings of inadequacy by putting your project on the back burner, or by giving up, or by going somewhere else. It's not just like, oh, I'm easily distracted, or oh, I can't see things through, or if I don't get something right away, I just lose interest. I feel like that's what your ego is telling yourself. But if you look deeper, it's actually like, I'm running away from this project because I'm afraid if I push through and it doesn't work, I'm just going to feel like completely worthless or like not good enough. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to focus on focus. Like, keep going. Don't let this get you down. There is an opportunity for some amazing like self-awareness and healing here. But I also think whatever you guys are working towards, like there's something there. There's potential. You just got to get clear about like what you want, and that you can make it happen, and that you are good enough, with finger quotes, because of course you're good enough for anything that your heart desires. You're good enough, you're capable enough to make it happen. So let's see what your next steps are. We'll pull the second row of cards to clarify. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords coming out in reverse, which is kind of ironic because this card fell out very quickly. And the Knight of Swords is a card of speed, but it's upside down. Let's see. Rash, forceful, bully, vicious, unfocused, ruthless, arrogant, restless, impulsive, tactless, rude, and aggressive. Then we have, wow, a lot of reversals. Death in reverse, resistance to change, inner purging, stagnation, inability to change, stuck, decay, repeating negative patterns. And then, wow, so all reversals. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse, exhaustion, giving up, overwhelmed, weak boundaries, quitting, giving up, admitting defeat, yielding, and surrender. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of deeper insight into the energies here, and I think that something else that might be going on is that we're being quite hard on ourselves. And this is an energy that I see sometimes. This energy might be a little bit different, but there's a kind of irony in this Knight of Swords in reverse where if we try to rush things, it can actually have the reverse effect, that we get to our goals slower. And I think an example that I've used before is like when we push ourselves too hard to work too much because we want to get to this goal by a certain, deadline, But then because we're overworked, we have a burnout, maybe we get sick, maybe we are just, exhausted, and then we have to take a long time off. And it ends up taking longer than if we had just been gradual and taken breaks. If you guys are runners, you'll probably be very familiar with this concept. I'm a runner, and if I push it too hard at the beginning of my run, then I'm absolutely screwed for the rest of it. And I lose my stamina, and then I slow down a lot in the second half. And my time ends up being a lot slower than if I had just paced myself and been a little bit more moderate. So it's important to, yes, work hard, but also rest hard, and work smarter, not harder, and all of that stuff. And taking breaks and being gentle with ourselves is very important. But I feel like when it comes to this group, it's less about stamina and physical energy to carry out the work, but it's more like an emotional cycle that is kind of hindering or slowing down your goals. So if we go back to the person starting a YouTube channel example, which again, please apply this energy to whatever your situation is, this would be like the person saying, and I do think you might be being a little bit hasty with yourself. This would be a person being like, okay, I started this YouTube channel and I want to have 1,000 subscribers in the first month, which I think for most people, it does happen, but it's not common, and it's quite difficult at first to gain traction. Or maybe they're like, I want to have 5,000 in the first month. Something, it's a little bit unrealistic. It's a little bit unfair to expect that of yourself, especially because, and I think this is true for a lot of projects and a lot of endeavors, it's not just about you. It's not just about what you're capable of or how good you are. There is a very temperamental, cryptic algorithm. You just never know. You just never know how the algorithm is feeling that day and what's going to get pushed out and what isn't. And, maybe you can study it and figure out her ways, but at the end of the day, luck is a part of it as well. And that goes for anything. It's not just like, oh, if I'm good enough, it'll happen by a certain time. Yes, it will happen, but there's a lot of things with the timing and how it all falls into place that are out of our control. And that's why we need to just keep having faith in ourselves and persevere and be gentle with ourselves and recognize that it's not our fault if things are taking a little bit more time. And it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. And it doesn't mean that we're not good enough. And I think there's a difference between, well, of course, there's a difference between, giving yourself constructive criticism and seeing if there are things that you can tweak versus just being like, I suck. I didn't reach this goal, so I suck. And so I feel like this person who is like, I want however many thousand in the first month, when they don't get that, they take it really personally and they feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me. And then that kind of puts them into this spiral where they lose focus, they lose motivation, and then maybe they don't post for 3 months because they're just so exasperated and I guess upset. They just kind of lose their hope and lose their inspiration for it. Whereas if they have a more moderate approach, if they start with much smaller goals, much more realistic goals, or maybe you don't even need number-based goals. Maybe instead of saying, I'm going to reach X amount of subscribers, like a results-based thing, we make it like a habit-based goal. So I'm going to put out 1 video a week or 2 videos a week or whatever it is that you can do, and make it something that is feasible. And when you're able to have that kind of consistency, celebrate that. And, if the results are not exactly what you want, first of all, we're not going to beat ourselves up about it. That's okay. This is a learning experience. Let's see, is there anything that I can tweak, and kind of look at the progress over time. You need consistent efforts so that you can look over the span of them and see, oh, that worked, that didn't work, I need to do more of that. It's totally a learning experience. It's not just oh, you made the cut and you didn't. oh, you're good enough and you're not. It's through those trial and errors and through consistent efforts that we can look back and get more of a feel for like what's going to work and what isn't. And I feel like maybe this group is like too quick to judge that they have what it takes or don't have what it takes, because like too much of the trial and error, it's like they're giving too much power to that trial and error of like deeming their potential or like how good they are or how worthy they are or something like that. So I think Spirit is saying to focus more on consistency, and it's not that you can't focus on the results, but maybe to make your goal like to be consistent, to have a habit rather than based on results. And then it's like watch the results over time and then see what worked and what didn't from an objective perspective. Realizing that this isn't judging you as a person, it's just data that can help you make better progress, that can help you grow more. Because, you know, death is about an end to a cycle. So when we have this in reverse, it's kind of like Spirit saying you are stuck in this cycle. And I think Spirit wants you to focus on breaking this cycle. And I think the very first thing to that is dealing with these feelings of like self-doubt, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of like taking the results of your endeavors personally or taking them as like a testament to your potential as a person. I think you guys get the idea. And then we even have the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is like exhaustion, giving up, being overwhelmed. I think it's really interesting that we're talking about boundaries. Some of you guys might have poor boundaries with your work, where like, and I used to have really bad boundaries with my YouTube channel, where like if I was having like a slow season in my channel, I would let it affect like my overall mood, or, you know, I would let it affect my self-esteem, which is like, it's good to identify with your work and to be proud of it, but it's really important to keep your identity strong outside of it. And there was a point, I think it was like earlier in 2022, like in February, March or something, where like it started to become kind of hard to remember that I'm Carrie, like I'm not just Kino, because I was just thinking about it all the time, and that's not good. That's not good for anyone. It's not good for me. And you know, when I would get messages from friends, like actually, and there's a couple friends in particular that I'm thinking of, and you will know who you are if you happen to have stumbled on this group. Thank you. Well, I'll send them a message after this and thank them, because they're probably not watching this group. But they would say like, I hope you know that Carrie matters just as much as Kino, and I hope that you're taking care of Carrie too. And it's like, it's actually making me feel really emotional, because I'm just emotional right now. I'm at an emotional time of the month. Sorry, that's too much information. I'm just feeling sentimental, and you know, I'm just going through stuff in life right now. So I appreciate my friends, and I appreciate those words, and I hope that you guys know the truth of those words as well. Like, you as a person deserves just as much love as you, the creator, you, the worker, you, the hustler. Like, that's just one facet of you. It's not all of you. And it's important to keep healthy boundaries between you and the work that you do, or you and your public persona, you and your work relationships. Okay, so I'm also with death here, Scorpio season or Scorpio people could be significant as well. Which, if this video is up when I think it will be, it's either like Scorpio season or before. It's fall. So, okay, let's see what additional messages and advice Spirit has for you. Okay. We have the number 11. You are safe. Oh my gosh. You are safe to make mistakes. You are safe to be imperfect. You are safe. And it's so interesting that we have the number 11 because in some decks, strength is card number 11. So I feel like these are kind of going together. And one thing about strength is that it really reminds us the importance of being compassionate to ourselves. I'm also getting kind of inner child energy because Leo energy does remind me of like children. I think because it's related to the 5th house, and also because in Leo's healthiest energy, they're very playful, passionate, confident, loving, cheerful, like a ray of sunshine. And I think you need to allow yourself the space to, like, children learn through making mistakes. They learn through having hands-on experiences. They learn in like a safe and stress-free environment where it's okay to, you know, color out of the lines. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that, well, kind of that adults suck. No offense to adults, I mean, obviously, but just the way we're so harsh to judge our mistakes and the way we expect ourselves to be perfect. You know, I feel like the way children learn best is like when they can have fun and when they can try things out for themselves and when they can make mistakes and have trial and error. And I feel like that's definitely something that we should carry over into our adulthood and give ourselves that gentleness and compassion. And you know, rather than approaching things all nervous and clammy of like, I have to prove that I'm good at this, to be like, let's have fun with this and let's learn what works and learn how to be good at this as we go along. Because I don't have anything to prove. I don't have to take myself so seriously. And that might be something that we need to unlearn here. Because you are safe. You are safe to learn like this. So this feeling of like, and it feels like anxiety, it feels like nerves, that when I'm trying something new, I'm gonna be harshly evaluated. So I have to, like, I can't drop the ball. I have to prove that I can do this. I have to prove myself. This might be something that you're holding on to from the past, and even though this isn't the case anymore, even though you're safe now, it's like your subconscious doesn't really realize that. We also have your outer world is a reflection of your inner realm. So there's a couple different ways that I can interpret this. For one, when I see messages like this, it does make me think that we are manifesting our desires, because it's like whatever we can dream on the inside, we can make it a reality on the outside. But also, I think that especially with this person looking into the water, probably staring at their reflection, and just judging from the messages of like focusing on healing that spirits brought up previously, and the number 2 being about intuition, looking within, I do think that this is also a call to look within and see like what false fears, because they are false, what false fears am I holding on to that prevent me from moving forward, that make me lose motivation, that make me lose interest, that make me procrastinate? Because like I'm telling you, it goes deeper than like, oh, I'm just lazy. Oh, I'm just a procrastinator. Oh, I'm just easily distracted. Oh, I just never finish what I start. It's like, but why? It's not because like there's something fundamentally wrong with you. It's like, I think spirit is calling you to look deeper at what false fears you're holding on to. Because I'll tell you, like if I was going to be harshly evaluated and my whole worth was going to be deemed by my first few attempts at something, I would probably steer clear of that thing too, because that doesn't sound like a fun time. It just sounds like pain and stress. So if your brain thinks that that's what's going to happen, yeah, it's probably going to brains are sneaky. It's probably gonna make you procrastinate. Okay. We also have accept the gifts from the universe. You deserve all of the beautiful things in your life. And then we have, you are an extension of the universe itself. Stardust runs through your veins and galaxies swirl in your soul. Wow. I think that this type of energy would help you, because taking yourself very seriously and taking things very personally, that's very ego-driven ways of thinking, or feeling like you need to prove yourself. That's a very ego-driven way of thinking, because that mindset is fueled by the idea that we are separate, that we have to prove our worth because we're separate from everyone else. I am a separate entity and I have to prove that like I deserve to be here. Whereas when we realize that we're all one, I feel like that kind of goes away. We don't have to prove anything. We're all just here and we're all just existing and we're all beautiful because we're all made of the same love. And I think when you realize that, yeah, it's so interesting too. Like this card is reminding you that you are the universe. And then this is saying accept gifts from the universe. This is spirit encouraging you to focus on removing that separateness, because when you manifest your desired outcome in your life, that's really just you letting you have blessings, because you're the universe. So if the universe is giving you blessings, then that's you giving yourself blessings, aka you allowing yourself to have the blessings. And so it's almost like we're taking out this middleman. We're taking out this idea of a separate entity that like stands there and watches you and says, I think you're good enough, so I'll give you blessings. Or you suck, I'm gonna withhold your blessings and make you feel bad about yourself. And we're saying like, it's just me and me. And I think that, oh wow, like how comfortable you feel about that, the idea of it's just me, I think can say a lot about your inner feelings of worthiness to accept blessings. Like if it was only up to you, like you don't have to prove your worthiness of blessings to anyone, because it's just you. It's just the universe, aka you, giving gifts to you. So if you feel worthy, all you need to do is allow and you'll receive them. Wow. So, oh, I also want to point out, again, I don't know when this video is going to be up, but these kind of look like dates. And like 10/9 looks like October 9, and then 11/2 looks like November 2. So like the dates between October 9th and November 2nd could be significant for this group. But that's all I'm seeing for you guys. So, and look, these are just so beautiful together. Look at this. I really love this spread. I really love this reading. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. If you guys enjoyed one or both of the decks that are being used here, they will be linked down below. If you purchase them together in the fall bundle, they will be discounted. Thank you so much again to Tarot Stack for collaborating with me, and thank you so much to the amazing creators of this decks for being you and for letting us enjoy and use these creations. And thank you to you guys, if I didn't say it already, for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I post weekly pick a card readings as well as new moon and full moon readings. And I also have Patreon, where I post new exclusive pick a card readings every month, which are decided by you. You get to decide what the videos are on. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song. So if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below as well. All of that's going to be linked down below. Group number ones, I'm sending you guys so much love to your spiritual team as well. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support. I hope you guys have an amazing fall or spring if you're in the South Hemisphere. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Amber Aragonite, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start off the reading by pulling a few cards from the Lucid Dreams Tarot, and we're going to take a look at your current situation and what Spirit encourages for your next focal points and your next steps. And then we're going to get some cards from the Soul Whispers Oracle deck just for any additional messages and advice from Spirit. And I want to talk about the decks that we're using today. As you can see, they're super lovely and they go really, really well together. And this is actually the KINO Tarot Fall Bundle that is available on tarotstack.com. If you guys are not familiar with TarotStack, they are an online shop that features tarot and oracle decks from independent creators. So it's a great place to find indie decks all in one shop. I love TarotStack. I've been partnering with them since the beginning, and I've watched their growth. I've watched them expand their inventory and work with so many amazing creators, and it's just been such an honor to work with them and be able to support them, and I'm super, super grateful for them. A lot of the decks that you guys see in my videos are from TarotStack, and what I really love about them is their commitment to allowing independent artists to thrive. 50% of their net profits actually go towards funding projects for independent creators. So getting their decks printed, getting them published, marketing them. They're really dedicated to making their dreams a reality and making these beautiful decks available to us. So I'm super grateful to them for that. If you guys do like the decks that are being used in this video, the bundle as well as the individual decks will be linked down below. But without further ado, let's get into the reading. So we're going to start off with the Lucid Dreams Tarot deck, and I am going to be using reversals for this reading because there are different keywords on this deck, like depending how the cards come out. So the first thing I want to do is pull, I'm going to get 3 cards, and then this will sort of give us a look into your current situation. And then we will pull 3 cards below that to see what is it that Spirit is encouraging you to focus on or to do about this situation. The 3 cards could be talking about 3 different things. They could all be talking about the same thing. We're just going to see what Spirit wants to bring to your attention today. Okay, Spirit, okay, that was really fast. Okay, we're starting off with the 8 of Cups. We have moving on, unfulfilled from current situation, abandonment, walking away into the unknown, letting go, searching for truth, leaving. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Financially inept, greed, chauvinist, corruption, bribery, poor investments, possessive, exploitative, and wasteful. And then finally, we have the Page of Cups in the upright. Idealism, dreamer, sensitivity, naivety, innocence, inner child, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibilities, and head in the clouds. Okay, this is a pretty clear message for this group. And I do believe that we can put all of these messages together for a very clear interpretation of your situation. What Spirit is showing me is that if this is your group, there is a situation that you need to walk away from because you are not being valued and your full potential is not being supported. I think it's really interesting that we have the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Cups in the upright, because Pentacles have to do with physical, tangible, practical, material things, whereas Cups have to do with more emotional, abstract, spiritual, intuitive things. And then also the King has to do with something that is fully evolved or that has sort of established itself more in your life, whereas the Page represents a new budding energy in your life. So it almost looks like we're being encouraged to walk away from something that may be more practical, that may be more predictable, but that is unfulfilling, and focus on this new bubbling potential, this new thing that fulfills us emotionally, this new thing that our intuition is guiding us towards. Because I think that your soul, it's interesting how quickly all of these cards came out, because cards coming out fast, it can literally talk about something's happening quickly, but it can also indicate to me certainty. Like your guides are very sure about this, or you, your higher self, deep down is very sure about this, but your mind is hesitating. We need to walk away from something that is not only unfulfilling, but it's like you're not being treated fairly, you're not being appreciated, you're not being valued. In some cases, perhaps you're being like exploited or taken advantage of, or it's just that you're in an environment that doesn't support your individual unique talents and your individual potential. The first thing that did come to my mind was something like professional in nature, whether that's like a job or a field of study that you're in. But, you know, when I see this in reverse, and especially given the keywords, it does kind of give me the vibe of like a greedy company, a company that's only interested in like using their employees to make money. They're not really into like the individual development of their employees. It's more just like, how much can you make me? Or like, what can you do for me? You guys might have a boss who feels entitled to your time, your energy, who's, you know, texting you at all hours of the day, or like they made a mistake with scheduling, so now you have to come in and cover because they're having an emergency, even though it's not your problem. Like they just expect you to serve them or expect you to be there for them, but there's not really much in terms of recognition, credit, compensation, or just like individual appreciation. And I think Spirit's kind of hinting there's not a lot of growth for you as a person in this situation. It's more like just you're helping someone else grow. This could also be an emotional situation where someone feels entitled to your emotional labor, but then doesn't really appreciate you. And you're sort of being taken advantage of in that way. But I think your intuition knows very well that whatever this situation is, it's not it. I think just what makes it difficult to leave is that the new destination is unknown, it's unpredictable. Especially with the Page of Cups, you know, we spoke about pages being about new adventures, cups being about following your intuition, but especially the Page of Cups can talk about, oh yeah, like it says on this card, possibilities, but like, you know, it's an unpredictable new beginning. And I feel like for this group, there's a dream that you want to follow. And I'm getting a bit emotional. There's a dream that you want to follow, but it doesn't have such a clear roadmap. Whereas even if the path that you're on right now is not fulfilling, at least there's a clear roadmap to it. So it brings some kind of stability to your life. Like for example, if you're like in college, it's a very clear like, okay, I go through these 4 years, I go to school in these hours, I get this diploma, and then I get a job in this field and I make this much money. Like it's very clear what the steps are. So it does provide a sense of stability and comfort in your life, which is very valid because I do believe that humans need at least some level of that, or maybe a lot of that. I think that we crave comfort and we crave structure in some form, even if we're a little bit more of a free spirit. Whereas I think the dream you have in mind, there's like a million different ways to go about it, and it's less sure of like how things are going to turn out. And okay, something's coming to my mind, but it's kind of half-baked and I'm not sure how to put it into words yet. So I'm gonna kind of put a pin in that. If it's important, it will come back. But for now, let's take a row of clarifying oracle cards. I think the gist of it was that the predictability of this situation is kind of an illusion, because something unpredictable could also happen here in any moment. And if you were to take the risk and follow this path, you might actually find that it's very stable. So it's kind of like your brain has a bias of saying like, this is going to be a predictable, stable path and this is not. For all you know, it could be the opposite. It kind of reminds me of the law of assumption, which is, I think, adjacent to the law of attraction and manifestation, but it's more that like your life becomes what you assume. Or no, it's more the idea, it's that, but it's also the idea that everything we believe at the end of the day is an assumption. Truly, so if you want to live your dream life, you might as well assume the best case scenario. Assume that things are going to work out for you, because either way, you can't really prove that it's true. Even when you're saying, oh, but this situation brings me stability and it brings me security, you can't really prove that that's the case. You're assuming that it's going to continue doing that for you. But at the end of the day, you really don't know. And with that, why not assume something that fulfills you, that leads you towards your growth, that leads you to the realization of your dreams? I think Spirit wants you to know that you can create stability and security in the pursuit of your dreams. You can create consistency. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. I just saw 11:55, by the way, when I looked up at the camera timer, which indicates new beginnings and change. So that's very interesting too. So we have the Three of Cups. Celebrations, friendship, collaborations, community, circle of support, social events, creativity, your place of shared joy. Okay, what I get right away from this is that I think for this group, the people that you surround yourself with really, really shapes how you see life and how you see what is possible for you. And I think that that's the case for everyone. But with all of this Cups energy here, I do feel that this group is likely a little bit more sensitive to the energies around them, which is a beautiful gift, but it can also, others' energies can tend to like bleed into you, and you might have a hard time discerning like what energy is yours and what energy is coming in from the outside, because you just pick up on it so seamlessly. I'm also getting that maybe, because did we have the word naivety somewhere? Yeah, on the Page of Cups. You guys could be a little bit like impressionable by the people around you. Like you guys might be the type to, start to take on mannerisms, like accents, ways of talking, interests of the people around you, all the way to, like beliefs and worldviews and things like that. And for some of you guys, Spirit is saying, you might need to walk away from a certain friend or a certain friend group. The harsh way that I heard it was like, you need better friends. Or to walk away from a certain group or community. So that could also be like classmates, the company culture, or like the culture of online communities that you engage with. It's like a certain group or a certain hive mind that is maybe limiting you. And if being influenced by the groups around you or by the energies around you is inherently not good or bad. If the energy around you is bad, then it's a bad thing. If the energy around you is good, then it's a good thing. So I think Spirit's kind of hinting to like, I guess the focus here is to identify what groups or communities maybe are altering your mindset, because I feel like you've become more complacent or more cautious or more conservative or even more pessimistic as a result of, this could even be family, like the people who are around you. And I'm not saying that you need to cut people out of your life unless you feel like you need to, then of course you can do that if it's healthy for you. but just actively try to put yourself in different groups, to actively try to engage in different communities and just see what a positive impact that can have on you. And I feel like specifically this group would thrive with a more like open-minded, creative community, a spiritual community, an uplifting and positive group, shared joy, so people who share your interests, people who share your passions. Because I think this idea that pursuing your dreams wouldn't be stable, or that it wouldn't work out, or that it's so out of reach, it's not really true, but maybe the people around you have led you to believe that it is, even if they're not directly saying to you, you can't make your dreams come true, you can't do that. Just like picking up on what they say, or even what they think, because I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have that kind of psychic gift as well. Like if people around you are thinking negative and limiting and stifling thoughts, I think that you can pick up on that, even if it's not being spoken. Something about the people you're around, the physical environment you're around, it's really putting you in like a limiting worldview, and spirit saying like, this is not you. So I think your focus is about removing yourself from those spaces and from those groups, those communities, like as soon as you can, and actively. I'm hearing like you're allowed to surround yourself with like-minded people, which is really, I feel like there could be a lot to unpack there. There's maybe a part of you that doesn't feel like you deserve people who affirm you, who validate you, who agree with your desires, who support your desires. It's almost like you have this idea of like, I'm this free spirit and I need people to keep me in check. I need people to keep me grounded so that I can see the objective reality. But what's really happening is like, you're surrounded by people who are holding you down. It's like you don't feel you can have this uplifting community, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna lose touch with reality, or it's so strange. It's like spirit wants you to know that you're allowed to have these communities who completely, or these people around you who completely affirm the path that you want to take and what excites you and what makes you passionate. It's almost like you have a fear if you get too into your passions, you will like float away, like float into the clouds or something. I don't know. We also have the Six of Cups in the upright. Nostalgia, childhood or the past, memories, familiarity, gifts, innocence, reunion, joy, healing, comfort, sentimentality, and pleasure. So this could be indicating that the issues that we're seeing here do stem from childhood. Like you could have been the black sheep in your family. You could have felt like, I'm thinking of like Virgo midheaven, or Pisces midheaven. Maybe Pisces midheaven and then Virgo on the 4th house. But it's this feeling of like, it could be the other way around, but whatever. It's this feeling of like, my family, everyone in my family is so put together and practical and reasonable and like has their head screwed on, and I'm like I'm the odd one out. Like I'm the weird, like the rebel or the black sheep or the artist. It's like there's that feeling of being different and feeling like, oh, but I need people around me, people like this around me, because they keep me grounded. They keep me in reality. Like they keep me from floating too far away. When what your soul actually wants is to hang out with those other black sheep. There's nothing inherently wrong with black sheep or white sheep or any color of sheep for that matter. But when you're outnumbered and you feel like the odd one out, of course you're going to feel like you're not the norm. But black sheep are very much the norm. And, you know, it's the same way. Like if you were a super reasonable, practical, this kind of person, but you were raised in a family of like hippie free spirits, then you're gonna feel like the odd one out. It's just that it's like you've decided that you are not the norm, so you need people to help you like stay in reality or stay the norm. It's like there's a part of you that wants to disown that black sheepness, and Spirit is saying that's not your soul's journey at all. Like you're gonna find your fellow community, you're gonna find, this is even like soulmates, you're gonna find your people. Some of you guys, and this is a very specific message, but it's like some of you guys maybe have thought that a certain person or like certain people were your soulmates because they just had a familiar energy. Like this is familiarity, this is childhood. So you see where I'm going with this. It's like you feel comfortable around that person because it's an energy that you're very familiar with. But the energy that you're familiar with is like people stifling your black sheepness, or you being made to feel like, oh, I'm such a mess, I don't have my stuff together, I have to be more normal, I have to be more practical and organized, and I have to get my ducks in a row. Like almost being made to feel inferior just because you're different. And I feel like some of you, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. Like this message is not for you. It's like some of you have this person in mind and you're like, I think this person is my soulmate because they feel so familiar. But then this person makes you feel inferior, makes you feel like you're weird, you need to get it together. And it's like, Spirit's like, but your soulmates are black sheep too. Your soulmates are the free-spirited spiritual artists too. Like that's your tribe. But some of you, it's like your idea of what I'm meant to be or what I'm meant to strive towards or what I feel familiar with is this pain and discomfort of like trying to force myself to be more like this, to be more type A, I guess. And there's nothing wrong with being like that. It's just that if that doesn't come natural to you, then it's going to feel forced. It's not going to feel good. We have 2244 on the camera timer, fated partnerships. There's a lot of, I feel like your soulmate is still out there. Your soul family is still out there. Once you acknowledge that you're this Page of Cups and then walk the path of this Page of Cups rather than trying to force yourself into this path, that's when you open the way for these amazing unions. That's when the magic starts to happen, is what I'm hearing. And then finally, wow, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Freedom, new awareness, release, surrender, survivor, liberation, escape, facing fears. The Eight of Swords in the reverse would be about freeing yourself from your own mental prison, freeing yourself from your limiting beliefs, and proving to yourself that everything your ego thinks you can't do, you can. Yeah, this is so clearly about freeing yourself. Wow. That was such a straightforward message. So finally, we're going to get some oracle cards from the Soul Whispers deck, just to get any additional messages and advice from Spirit. Okay, so we have the love within you is infinite, share it freely with the world. And we have the number 18 on here, which is new beginnings and abundance. I feel like this group is definitely artists. Like you definitely have some beautiful works to share. You have potential to create so much beauty in this world and to connect with so many people and to inspire so many people. Number 18 is also the number of the moon, which is Piscean energy. So you guys could be Pisces or have Pisces placements, or Pisces season could be a significant time for you guys. That's late February to late March. If you feel like remembering that, or if that time period has been following you around, that could be an important time for you guys, maybe in terms of like a significant opportunity or a significant union coming your way. But Pisces energy and the moon energy, it is definitely an energy of the artist, of the idealist, of the hopeless romantic, highly psychic, and also highly sensitive. And Pisces energy is quite impressionable as well. I struggle with this because I have 4 planets in the 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces, and I also have 2 Pisces placements, one of which is Venus. So I can definitely be impressionable through my relationships. But anyway, it's not about me, but just if you can relate, if you know, you know. Yeah, this is definitely an extremely gentle, dreamy, creative, romantic, and highly sensitive group. And there's a community that you are about to find. Scorpio season could also be significant because we have the sun in Scorpio here. So like, you know, when the sun is in Scorpio, that's late October to late November. But what was I saying? That there's a tribe, there's a tribe that really nurtures that side of you. And you don't have to hide away with that side of you. This spirit is encouraging you to share it with the world. We also have, wow, this is such Piscean vibes as well, like paddling up the stream. We're all just trying to get back to where we came from. So that's also giving vibes of like reuniting with your higher self, reuniting with your soul tribe, reuniting with what you always knew was meant for you. Also with the number 30, that's abundance and endless possibilities. We have put your bare feet on damp earth, stand in the sun, feel the rain on your skin, ground yourself. So grounding is very important for this group. And you might find that the easiest way to ground yourself is by going outside, is by feeling the earth on your feet. I feel like going into nature, it will remind you that you're safe. It will remind you that Mother Gaia has your back no matter what. And I also think that being in like, I don't know how to say it, but like big nature, you know, like a vast, for example, like the ocean, a massive body of water, or being in front of, you know, a huge mountain range, or being in an expansive forest. I think it can remind us how small we are and how young we are compared to the earth, and sort of give us a new perspective, not to belittle ourselves, but just to say that are our worries and fears really as big as our ego would lead us to believe? All of our day-to-day worries, it's just a story that we keep telling ourselves. It's just an illusion that we live in. The number 26 also makes me think there's a lot of like, I feel like I wasn't doing this so much in the previous group, but numerology might be significant for this group. You might want to, if you don't know already, look up the meanings of like your life path number. I think it's called your soul urge number. There's a lot of different numbers based on your birthday and based on your full name. I would recommend looking at your numerology. I will admit I'm not very knowledgeable on it, so I might sound dumb right now, but you guys could also be very gifted numerologists if that's something that calls to you. But the number 26 makes me think about reciprocated and like healthy relationships. And then finally, we have water the seeds of your intentions, nurture your ideas. Okay, this is sort of going back off of the message that like I was sort of getting before, but then it was kind of like evasive and I didn't know exactly what it wanted to say, but it was something about predictability and stability. there's this idea of like, you know, I have this predictable and stable life going on and I'm scared of going into the unknown. And Spirit was kind of trying to say, and thank you to this card because now I can finally put it into words. This life is only predictable and stable because of the amount of effort and energy, and more specifically, the amount of trust that you've put into it. If you put the same amount of energy, effort, and trust into your dreams, they would also become predictable and stable. You just have to give them the chance to become that. They won't come that before you take the leap of faith, but they will become that as you go along and as you plant your seeds and water them. As you nurture that path, it will become stable. It's like the more energy you give to it, the more intention you give to it, the realer it becomes in your life. In group 1, these numbers made dates. I guess these don't really, but they could be ages that are significant for you guys. We do have 18, which is maybe on the younger end. And then we have 24, 26, and 30. So these could be like significant ages for you guys, or someone coming into your life who's very significant could be these ages. But yes, I think those are all the messages that I have for you, group number 2. So I'm going to end the reading here. I just want to say once again, thank you so much to Tarot Stack for partnering with me on this bundle. And thank you so much to the amazing creators of these decks as well. They're absolutely gorgeous and they work really, really well together. So the bundle, the fall bundle, will be linked down below for you guys, as well as the individual decks if you're just interested in one of them. But thank you guys so much, group number 2, for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And as for where else you can find me other than YouTube, I am on Instagram. I post weekly pick a card readings as well as new moon and full moon readings. I'm on Patreon, where we have many exclusive pick a card readings already up that you have immediate access to when you join, and then you also get 2 new pick a card readings per month, and all of the topics are decided by you. And I am on YouTube, but music channel version. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 2s, I'm sending you guys so much love, and so much love to your spiritual team as well. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Crazy Lace Agate, this is going to be a reading. So we're going to start off the reading by getting some cards from the Lucid Dreams Tarot deck, and we're going to take a look at your current situation and see what Spirit is encouraging in terms of your next steps and your next focal points. And then we're going to get some cards from the Soul Whispers Oracle deck just to get any additional messages and advice that Spirit might have for you. So I want to talk a little bit about the decks that we're using today. They are so beautiful, they go so well together, and they are the KINO Tarot Fall Bundle, which is available on Tarot Stack. If you guys aren't familiar with Tarot Stack, I love them so much. They are an online shop that features tarot and oracle decks made by independent creators. I have been lucky to be able to partner with Tarot Stack really since the beginning, and it's been such an honor to see their growth and to see their store grow and to see all of these new decks come into their shop and see what they're doing with the creators. I really love their vision and what they stand for. They're all about bringing these beautiful creations to us and making the creators' dreams come true. And actually 50% of their net profits go to funding indie deck projects. So getting the decks printed, getting them published, marketing them. It's a really, really lovely business to support. I feel really lucky to have met them and to be able to work with them. A lot of the decks that you guys see on my channel are from Tarot Stack. So Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, if you're watching this. This bundle is going to be linked in the description down below, as well as the individual decks, so feel free to check it out if you guys enjoy the decks. They are looking very stunning together in this reading so far, but without further ado, let's get into it. So we're starting off with the Lucid Dreams Tarot, and so what I'm going to do is pull 3 cards at first to see your current situation or situations. So the 3 cards could be talking about 3 different things. They could be all talking about the same thing. It really depends what Spirit is wanting to bring to your attention today. And then we're going to get 3 cards below to clarify and to get Spirit's advice for what steps you should be taking with regards to the situation. All right, so let's get our first row of 3 cards for group number 3. What area or areas of their life does Spirit want to bring to your attention? So we're starting off with the Moon. Illusion, hidden, subconscious, the unseen, the unknown, fears, trusting intuition, uncertainty, confusion, secrets, and complex. Then we have the Two of Wands, choice, decisions, first steps, choosing path, future planning in the dark, preparing to leave comfort zone. Should I stay or should I go? And then we have the Sun. Okay, so all of these cards came out in the upright. I think I might have forgotten to say, but I have been taking reversals in these readings because there's keywords depending on what orientation they come out. You guys just happen to get all upright cards. So for the Sun, we have pure positivity, ultimate happiness, joy, success, vitality, warmth, positive outcome, optimism, confidence, sunshine, and truth. What a beautiful energy. So I want to mention first of all that Pisces energy could be significant for this group, as well as Leo energy, and I guess also Aries energy, because we do have Aries here. So you could have these placements, or significant people in your life could have these placements. If not, no worries, but it's an extra layer of confirmation for those of you who might need it. I do feel like for this group, there might be multiple different things that we're looking at here, which is a first, because for group 1 and 2, it was like, these are all kind of talking about the same thing. With the Moon here, I think that Spirit is definitely asking you to pay more attention. So first of all, this could be to pay more attention to sleep, focus on getting more sleep or getting better quality sleep, or focus on your sleep schedule. It could be like creating a better nighttime routine that helps you to wind down. I've taken them before sometimes, but I recently started taking this supplement before sleeping that's like, it's melatonin and L-theanine, I think, and GABA. I think, well, it has a few things in there, and it's so nice. Like, it doesn't make you drowsy or anything. It just makes you like wind down and makes you sleepy. Just in case some of you guys were thinking of, I'm not saying that you should take it, but if you were thinking of something like that, it can be pretty nice. This can also be like doing meditations or breathing exercises before sleep, or reading instead of looking at your phone, for example, or like, being in front of screens or doing a lot of stimulating things right before bed. That can definitely affect the quality of your sleep. Focusing on tactics for stress release and for grounding, so that you're not thinking about a million things when you go to sleep. Spirit wants you to focus on your sleep, I think, like getting better rest. Definitely. There was a time where I used to do so much overthinking and worrying while I was trying to sleep, and I had to make boundaries with myself, and it's as if like my brain is my boss texting me in the middle of the night, like, hey, can you, and I have to text back to my brain like, I'm not on the clock right now, see you on Monday, stop bothering me. I had to make these boundaries with myself of like, okay, we are not allowed to think about these things when it's bedtime. Like, nothing consequential is gonna happen in these 8 hours. Literally, this time is blocked off for your sleep. So you don't have to do anything right now. It's okay. Worry about it in the morning. It's gonna be fine. And it's really hard at first, but I really think you do get the hang of it. So anyway, sleep is a big thing for you guys to focus on. But I also think that this is talking about your dreams. Spirit wants you to focus on your dreams right now because there is a lot of heavy symbolism going on. But the thing is with the moon, it's probably not going to be super direct. It's probably going to be, you're probably getting messages that are more abstract or more symbolic. So for example, if Spirit's trying to get you a message like, hey, you should really reach out to John and you should really make amends, you know, you should talk things through, you should forgive each other. Like, you're not gonna have a dream about calling up John and having a conversation. Like, it's gonna be a little bit more symbolic than that. You might have to wake up and be like, what the heck was that? You might have to Google what you just saw, or like talk to a friend about it, or just use your own intuition. But the moon energy, it can be a little bit murky, abstract. It needs a bit of deciphering. So you guys might have already had some dreams that you thought like, oh, that was weird, that was random, but it wasn't. It was actually a very clear message for you. Especially pay attention to dreams that really like stick in your mind throughout the day. They're probably not random. They have something quite important to tell you. And it's very interesting that we have the Two of Wands next to this, because this is talking about planning for your future and, you know, choosing the next path for you. It's talking about like taking a new step in your life, leaving your comfort zone. And so you could be getting some insights in your dreams about what is the next step to take, especially looking at these two wands, looking at these two structures. And should I stay or should I go? You may be in a position right now where you kind of do have to choose between two paths, choose between staying or leaving, and that can be really, really difficult. Like, I'm actually faced with a decision like this right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have no clue. I have no clue. Maybe I will have a revealing dream about what I'm supposed to do, but I feel like I'm changing my mind every 7 seconds. But at the same time, I have faith that the right answer is going to reveal itself to me at the right time. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill and let the answer come to me. And I think that that's what you guys should do too. And so I'm gonna take a note from your reading as well. And if you're going through something similar, we got this and we are gonna make the right choice. Because what the moon is telling me, you guys might be the type to doubt yourselves, and especially doubt like the decisions you make, the path you're taking, doubt your intuition. But I think deep down, your subconscious really does know what it wants. And if you have a mind that is very active, if you're an overthinker and you tend to drown out your intuition, Spirit is saying, no worries. Like, we're not here to punish you for that. If you're having trouble listening to your intuition, we'll find an easier way for you. So we'll send you well, you might have to use your intuition to decipher the symbols, but we'll send you a message in your dreams, because that's when that nagging part of your mind is shut off and you can get a little bit clearer messages. So those of you struggling to make a decision, don't worry, help is coming. Help is definitely coming. With the sun here, I definitely think that I just realized you have the moon and the sun. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, like, but anyway, you guys really only have to be optimistic. Like, you're definitely going to make the right choice, and the choice is definitely going to bring you a lot of happiness. Another thing that I think Spirit is asking you to focus on, because we have the sun and the moon, and then we have this number 2, a number of duality, obviously, in the middle. This could also be about like balancing your masculine side and balancing your feminine side, balancing those two energies. And I was actually thinking of that. Like, we want to have a healthy balance between that part of us that's like an action taker, a go-getter, an initiator, and also the part of us that is more still and is more receptive and waits for the right information and waits for the right time. Knowing the perfect time to act, I think, is kind of an art. But if your energies are balanced, I'm even getting like chariot vibes, like you will know when to move forward because it will feel right to both sides. When you're only letting the action-taking go-getter side take charge, then you're gonna feel restless and impulsive. Like, I have to make the decision right now. But if you let this side take too much power, then you're gonna be stuck in this energy of like, I don't know, I think I should wait for more information, like a more indecisive energy. This is even like Aries versus Libra energy. Like, Aries can be more impulsive, but they do get stuff done. And then Libra can be kind of indecisive, but they do tend to consider more possibilities and consider everyone involved. So they both have their gifts to offer, but if you give too much power to one or the other, then it can create some problems. And I feel like Spirit is saying at this time in your life, you're really learning how to balance both of those sides of you. And you'll know when it's right because both sides will feel like, yes, it's time, let's go, let's do it. I would also say for this group, when you make your choice, you will feel very sure about it. It's like you're not meant to make this choice when you're still feeling iffy about it. When you do, it's gonna feel really good. Like you're gonna feel really confident about it. And I just heard you're gonna feel like your life is just beginning. Okay, let's take another row to clarify these messages. I also want to say with the sun, Spirit could be asking you to focus more on pleasure, leisure, hobbies, playtime. I often think with the sun of, doing things just for the sake of enjoyment, not necessarily because they're going to bring any sort of profit, and like enjoying your talents in a non-exploitative way, like not saying, what gain can this talent bring me, or like how can I utilize this talent. That's also a great way to think sometimes, but I really feel like this reading is all about balance. Yes, your talents can make you money, they can bring you recognition, they can get you ahead in life, like in your material and professional goals. But another big and very important purpose of them is just for you to enjoy them. It doesn't always have to be like leading to something. It doesn't always have to be like bringing some kind of gain or bringing some kind of result. Because your talents, at the end of the day, your talents and gifts are for you. I feel like I used to say this quite a bit in readings, but I haven't really talked about it recently. But if you feel called to share your gifts and or monetize them or make something of them, finger quotes, not saying that you're not making something of it, but just that the definition of making something of your talents is subjective. And I think that we have a bias of like, if you're making something out of it, it means you're making money, but whatever. Back to the point. If you feel called to do that, that's a beautiful thing, but you should never feel like you have to. And I think I often use this in the example of like psychic abilities. Like, let's say you're an amazing tarot reader. That doesn't mean that you're obligated to do readings for other people. If you want to, that's amazing. You could help a lot of people, but it doesn't really serve anyone's highest good, like if you are forcing yourself or if it feels like you're exploiting yourself. And I guess Spirit wants you to know that at the end of the day, your talents, your gifts, your hobbies, they're here to enrich your life. They're here to bring you enjoyment. If you choose to serve with them, that's amazing. And if you choose not to, that's also amazing. Okay, Another thing, another thing that Spirit might want you to focus on is removing biases that you might have about your physical appearance or about your age. So like if there's anything you tell yourself, oh, I would do that if I looked more like this, if I were more attractive, if my body was like this, or I would do that if I was younger. If you have some kind of biases of like, I can't do that because I don't look a certain way, I can't do that because I'm too old or I'm too young or whatever, Spirit is saying no. No, that is false. You can do it. Okay, we have the Empress in the upright, creation of life, abundance, maternal, oh my gosh, fertility, divine feminine energy, pregnancy, beauty, sensuality, care and nurturing, Mother Earth. I don't know what it is, guys, but like messages about pregnancy and parenthood have been coming up a lot in my readings. I feel like for the past month-ish, yeah, like within the past month, there's been so many messages about that. And like the moon, you know, the moon, if you think about like the lunar cycle, it like matches up with a menstrual cycle. You know, this can talk about motherhood or female matters or like birth giving matters. And then the Empress, obviously, like the Empress is literally pregnant in this card. So some of you guys might be having a baby or your partner's having a baby. If that's something you want, of course, Spirit's here to let you know that you will be fruitful, you will be successful in that, and you might even have dreams before it happens, like dreams about your pregnancy or dreams about your child, or like one of your, I don't know if you would call this a symptom, but like one of the things that will change when you become pregnant is like you're having more vivid dreams or you're having like prophetic dreams. But for those of you who are not interested in pregnancy or parenthood, this can also talk about fertility in a more like, in the sense of the intentions that you plant, the things that you create are going to bear fruit for you, whether that is money, recognition, personal enjoyment. Like we said, it can be whatever you want it to be, but it is going to bear fruit for you. It is going to make you feel abundant and make you feel confident. And I think that one thing your dreams are definitely giving you hints of at this time is how you can become your best, most confident, most radiant self. I think you might actually meet this version of you in a dream, and it will touch you very deeply. There's something about Spirit, they're trying to help you tap into your unconscious and remember who you truly are. This could also be indicating that you guys have a mother figure who is watching over you, like a passed on mother or grandmother or aunt or sister. Or you could have a motherly, nurturing, feminine deity who is working with you, or both. Okay, now we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So we have lack of progress, immature, underachiever, missed opportunity, poor prospects, foolish, lazy, procrastinator, and missed chances. Interesting. I think that there might be some of you who, it's like, there is this feeling of you don't have enough information to make a decision yet, and Spirit's going to help you. But I feel like some of you guys are getting antsy or you're getting anxious because you're worried that like if you don't act now, like you're going to miss an opportunity. And so I think that this is Spirit's gentle reminder that, first of all, and it might sound cliche, but I truly believe this, and I was just talking about this with my sister the other day. What is meant for you will truly not pass you by. Like you cannot lose what is meant for you. And I also want to bring our attention back to the Empress, who is like a divine birther. She is generating from within herself abundance into the world. And I think Spirit is saying there is nothing in this life that you could dream of or that you could ever need that like you can't birth, so to speak, or you can't create yourself. So even if you did miss an opportunity, you can always manifest a new one, because the Empress is unlimited bounty, unlimited abundance, unlimited manifestation. So there's nothing that you could possibly lose by taking your time that you couldn't restore or find something better. It's like nothing is worth rushing for. I think there's a difference between feeling eager to act because you're ready and you're passionate, and feeling antsy to act out of a place of fear because like I don't want to miss out. And Spirit's really saying for this group, like, you couldn't miss out on anything. Like, even if you missed out on something, Spirit would, like, and you were supposed to have it, Spirit would just bring it back to you in some way. Like, it would come back, or you would be able to generate a new opportunity yourself, or you would find something better. Nothing is worth rushing for from a place of stress. If you're rushing out of passion, that's another thing. Like, you know, you're running because you're excited. But if you're like, oh shit, I have to hurry to make... No, we don't have to stress ourselves out like that. The Empress doesn't do that. First of all, she probably can't be sprinting after opportunities because she's very pregnant. But also, like, we just don't have to do that. Like, the Empress, she is so unbothered because she knows that anything that she needs, she can create it. She can manifest it. That's a lot. let's try to get one more. We have, oh my gosh, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is a very good card to be getting in reverse. Recovery from financial loss. So again, anything that's lost, it can come back. Oh, and you know what's interesting about this coming out under the sun? The sun can often talk about having, like, maybe not often, sometimes she can talk about, you know, having bright ideas, having, you know, inspiration, like taking inspired action. So you guys could be getting some inspiration soon for like an idea that's going to bring you financial gain, or that's going to like help you recover from something financially. Recovery from financial loss, hope returns. I also feel like some of you guys you're becoming successful in something that you once failed at. So like, just for an example, maybe you, like you failed an exam, but the next time around you're passing. You failed a driver's test, and then this time you're passing. And if you had to pay again to take the second driver's test, Spirit's saying, don't worry, like, we got you. We'll get that money back to you. If it's money that's stopping you from trying again, don't worry, because we'll hook you up, is basically what Spirit is saying. Or like maybe you started a business and then it didn't work out and you've been wanting to try again, but you don't have the funds, and Spirit's like, we'll get you those funds. I think you guys get the picture, and I love that. Like, your hope is coming back, where it's going to be better than last time. Luck is going to favor you and you're going to overcome challenges. Yay! So now let's take some cards. Ooh, I love how these are shining now, because like it's dark outside now and they're just really glowing in the light. Okay, so, ooh, I just saw 2525, which the same way messages of pregnancy and parenthood have been following me around for the past month. I kid you not, the numbers like 2525 or like 2255 or like 5252 have been following me for months. And I actually saw some of you guys in the comments on a previous video. They're like, yeah, I've been seeing those numbers a lot too. And I just saw 2552. And I personally feel like it's about something like a wave of unions that's happening in the collective. Like, a lot of us are finding our people. But if you guys have been seeing those numbers, or you have another insight of what it might mean, feel free to share in the comments, because it's so weird. I've been seeing it for literally months. like finding your people or like changes being made in partnerships. Okay, so now we're gonna get some Soul Whispers cards for additional messages and advice from Spirit. Promise to love yourself fully. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say, like, this is such an Empress energy, and then I noticed that it has the number 33 on it, and 3 is the number of the Empress. Abundance, manifestation, expansion. So 33 could also be a number that's following you guys around. I should also mention zodiac signs because I did mention Pisces, Aries, and Leo. But then with the Empress, we have Taurus and Libra energy. And then this is also Taurus. I know that's a lot. Aries, Libra, Taurus, Leo, and Pisces. And you could even throw Virgo and Capricorn in there if you count the Page of Pentacles. But anyway, I feel like more than half of you are like, hey, my sign is in there. All right, let's get... oh my gosh, this is number 3 again. Many things had to align for you to be here. The fact that you are here on this earth right now is an utter miracle. I feel like this message really speaks to the elaborateness and the intricacy of the divine's plan. And all of this 33, 3, the Empress, this is really about being in a relaxed energy and just letting abundance flow to you, because you know that it's limitless. Like, you don't have to chase it, you don't have to worry about it. You are it. You are abundance, and abundance is all around you. And the universe is too loving, and its plan is too deliberate for you that you could miss out in an opportunity for something like, oh, I wanna be sure, I wanna take my time. Like, give yourself that leisure. Give yourself that leisure. I'm getting emotional, and maybe it's because I'm like going through something like this. Give yourself that leisure to really, because the universe has all the time in the world for you. The universe has all the space in the world to hold you. I'm getting emotional, but I think it's just because of my thing, although I could be picking up on your energy. Okay, then we have, oh my gosh, is that 11? Yes, it is. You are safe. Oh my gosh, you are safe to make mistakes. You are safe to be imperfect. You are safe. Exactly. The universe, group number 3, look at all these angel numbers, first of all, 11, 33, repeating 2s, repeating 5s. The universe has your back way more than you realize. Even if you like, yeah, I know the universe has my back. No. You don't understand just how much the universe and your spirit guides love you and are looking out for you. And you guys have the favor of a very, very strong spirit. It's like a mother figure or a nurturing deity who's like with you. And she's very, very powerful, extremely powerful. It's giving me like universal mother vibes. And she loves you so deeply, and I'm hearing like so fiercely. I'm seeing like a tiger, like she's fierce, but it's like she will protect you to all of the ends of the world, if that makes sense. And she will also forgive you. She will forgive you for anything, and she will help you forgive others if you need to forgive others. Anyway, this kind of goes back to that message of like, even if you did miss something, miss an opportunity, miss spirit's call, misinterpret something, that doesn't mean that you won't have other chances. If you miss something, it will be brought back to you. It's like, this is kind of funny, but like, I just had this image of like a child, like, it's so weird. It's like a child dropped their toy or something, and then the parent picks it back up for them, and it's like not that you're a child, but it's that the love that this guide has for you is like a mother would love her child. And it's like, no matter how many times you drop the toy, she'll just keep like picking it up and giving it back to you. She's not going to be like, oh, like, how many times are you going to drop this freaking thing? You know, like, the universe has unlimited patience and love and space and time for you. So you're allowed to make mistakes, or you're allowed to miss things, because Spirit will bring it back to you. Sorry, I had a little burp at the end there. Okay, let's get one more card for you guys. And then, tigers! I was just thinking of tigers. Okay, I feel like because there's 2 tigers in this card. So for a lot of you, you know, and I just saw 3223, which is like a mirrored angel number. You know, we said it was either like a passed on, like, motherly figure. It could be a female ancestor, and then like a deity. And I was like, it could be both. I think it's both, because you got 2 tigers here, so you're like double protected from all angles. And I love this message of show up as your highest self, because we spoke about like your dreams and your subconscious really showing you what your highest self looks like. You know, what does that look like when you show up as your highest self? And I think that your highest self has unlimited compassion for yourself, and your highest self allows you to make mistakes. You don't become this highest self by doing everything perfectly on the first try. You become this highest self by going through some stuff and by learning and becoming resilient. So these guides might let you make mistakes, but they will never let you like get hurt from them or suffer from them. You're making mistakes in a safe environment. I think I'm hearing they can also help you learn to embrace the chaos of life and to not feel so anxious when things are unpredictable, because even if things seem like they're out of control, they never really are. You know, this card let us know that the universe's plan for you is very intentional and always, always for your best interests. So group number 3, it just looks like you guys have so much protection around you. And I think you really have nothing to worry about. So these are all the messages I have for you. So once again, I want to give a huge thank you to Tarot Stack for partnering with me and allowing me to curate this beautiful bundle. And also, I just saw 3434. And thank you so much as well to the creators of these decks. They're so lovely, and I love how they work together in this reading. I really loved doing this video. And thank you so much to you guys for letting me do this reading for you. The bundle as well as the individual decks are going to be linked down below. So if you're interested in one or both of them, please feel free to check them out. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. Other than here on YouTube, you can also find me on Instagram. I post weekly pick a card readings and new moon and full moon readings. And I'm also on Patreon, where we have tons of exclusive pick a card readings that you will immediately get access to when you join, plus 2 new readings every month. And the topics are all chosen by you. You get to decide what the readings are. And then I also have another... Why can I never do this? I also have a music channel on YouTube. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below too. And also, I just noticed that I forgot to say this for groups 1 and 2 because it's still like recent for me, but I do have merch at KINOtarot.com. You can get merch that has the floating temple from the intro on it. We have hoodies, we have sweatshirts, we have tote bags, we have mugs. I personally use them like every day. So yeah, all of that stuff is going to be down below for you. Thank you so much, group number 3. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and much love to your spiritual team as well, and to these beautiful, loving spirits who are with you. I'm just sending all my love to you, and I'm so eternally grateful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.